Isabella, it's so good to see you again. How are you?
Hi, Chris. I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing all right. So, what's this Action Comics #1 pose I've been hearing all about?
Yeah, it's all the rave. No, so Progressive sent me something on a random Tuesday, I think, and they were like, "Hey, we want to do this installation activation on the carpet where like it's an homage to the Action Comics #1 thing." And I thought it was cute, it was clever, but also then the more I thought about it, I was like, "Yeah, this actually makes perfect sense because we don't have a Superman in real life to come save us right away." So Progressive was clever enough to sort of introduce a new concept, which is their accident response in-app feature, which is like you get into an accident. If you have Progressive, you can just like click one or two buttons and they're there. Like they'll contact emergency services and they'll start a claim for you. And as somebody who, when I fight or flight, I don't fight or flight, I freeze. So I never know what to do. And as long as it's like just drilled into my brain now, I'll know what to do because honestly, I would just freeze and call my mom and then she would take care of it. But this makes it a little bit easier for those who need, to be rescued quickly.
Well, I'm sold. I just bought a new house that I'm in right now, like in the last 2 weeks, and maybe I'll call it Progressive to get my home insurance through them.
The world is in a crazy place. I think
Yeah.
more than ever, we just need convenient rescuing.
No, I think that's true. Do you think that metahumans like Hawkgirl and the rest of the Justice Gang are probably insured in the DCU because they destroy so much property?
Well, I would hope so. I think they have the excuse and I guess, space to sort of make mistakes and do that because, well, they're working under the corporation, Lord Tech, under Maxwell Lord in this world. So they'll really probably just have to call the PR team, and the company will handle it. But yeah, I think Hawkgirl really does love the idea of being a part of this group because it kind of gives her a legal route to sort of expressing her rage that is a result of years of trauma that is just constantly bombarding her from her several reincarnations as a warrior from another planet.
I loved hearing about it, the inspiration from Action Comics #1, which is also like the most valuable comic of all time. And I wanted to know, do you own any comics? And if so, what's your most prized issue?
I do own comics. I have a few over here. I was gifted some from my mom actually when I got this job. She was so cute, and she also got me an action figure of actually Shire Hall. I have a Shire Hall Funko Pop here. I'm a big like collector.
Yeah, yeah,
I,
yeah.
I have a lot of things, like Legos in particular. I was trying to get them to make a Last of Us Lego for so long, but I would say my most prized possession is one I don't even have yet, and it has to do with like the Justice Society comics. I don't have any Justice Society comics, and those are arguably, my favorite. I got access to them through the DC. It's a top secret website that the DC gave us access to, which has a collection of all the comics
Yeah,
that you
yeah,
can
yeah.
just research online. And you just look it up and you can just dig in and get in there. And that's kind of what we did to prepare for this. But yeah, I want some Justice Society comics.
I've got some that I'll sell you right now.
Perfect. Let's go.
I got boxes.
I'm a bidder. I like to bargain. So
Okay, okay, good. And and I need money, so I'll take a deal. Uh, now I didn't get a chance to ask you this last week when we talked, but what was your reaction to actually seeing the film?
my reaction to seeing the film was, oh man, I felt like when I walked out of there, I was like, wow, that was necessary. It was in the peak of a lot of the chaos that's been happening in the last few weeks. I had
Yeah.
reached a point where I just felt really hopeless.
Hmm.
And also just like I couldn't really help. I felt really helpless. I wanted to do more, and I'm just an actor, and I felt like, God, there's really nothing that can really contribute to
Right.
help people who are in need right now. But I'm playing a superhero, so it felt like weird imposter syndrome.
Hmm.
And then I watched it and I felt so relieved. I was like, wow, I am doing something. I'm a part of something that's going to change a lot of people's perspectives. It's going to make people feel really positive. It's going to make them feel like they can make a difference because it made me feel like I can make a difference, even though I'm literally an actor whose brother and dad are firefighters, whose mom's a nurse. So like
Right.
actual
Yeah,
heroes. So
no,
you can
I have the same
understand why.
I totally understand. I mean, because I feel
Yeah.
like sometimes we're talking about this kind of stuff or I do stand-up comedy, so it's the same sort of thing and I used to get messages when 2020 happened where people would
Mm.
be like, thank you so much for like putting out these videos and so on and so forth because just sometimes just helping people, forget about their day and the troubles that they're having. I mean, that goes a long way too, you know what I mean?
It's so necessary, and
Mhm.
you can forget that because it can all feel so trivial. But then I'm reminded that we're in the business of making everything matter.
Yeah.
So we're in the business of retaliating against, like, oh, you can't make a difference. It's like,
Yeah.
yes, we can in the most obscure ways,
Hmm.
whether it's an interview or a YouTube video or a podcast or a film.
Yeah.
And this is just, I feel like this film does a really good job of not being really preachy because they're loyal to the comics, and the comics themselves are very humanitarian and very like progressive, and they've always been
Ah, I heard it.
ah. And but they're just always, I'm just warming up, but they've always been so like true to our times, and for that reason I'm so excited. I think this walks a really fine line where it doesn't take you completely out of reality, but it takes you to a place where you have hope for a
Yeah.
different future.
No, I agree completely. I've missed this version of Superman and that sort of escapism that comic book films can bring. Now we know after Superman that you'll be appearing in Peacemaker next, and I'm sure you cannot talk about it much at all, but I wanted to know, does anything happen to Hawkgirl in Superman that has a ripple effect for her in Peacemaker?
I mean, it definitely ties into the story. I think what'll be really fun for me, and what was really fun for me, was getting to like show my relationship to Maxwell Lord,
Mm,
who is Sean Gunn.
I
Sean
love
Gunn
him.
plays him.
He's so great.
Love Sean. I love that James continues to work with the same people and has that loyalty. And I hope that I'm part of that gang now. Please, please. I did this for James Gunn.
I think you're in.
I did this for James Gunn, truly. I'm more of a Batman girl myself, but yes, I loved getting to explore more like the chemistry between the Justice Gang.
Yeah. Now, post Peacemaker, like me and all comic fans, are you hoping John Stewart and Hawkgirl get to become a DC power couple?
Yeah, I mean, like I watched the Justice League Unlimited on Cartoon Network.
Yeah.
So I really loved that romance and the drama of her, like conflict of interest. I
Yeah.
don't know if that's going to be a part of this universe, but I personally would love that.
Fingers crossed. And I don't know if you've met Aaron Pierre in person yet, but he is a wonderful, beautiful man.
I've
I
heard he's
mean,
very nice, and I heard he's like a big
he's literally one of the nicest people I have ever met. He is so wonderful.
amazing. That's all I want. Literally, my favorite people are my favorite people because they're nice.
Hmm.
I think it's such an important quality and character trait to just be kind, and it will take you so far. So that's a relief for me to hear. I haven't actually had the privilege to meet him yet, but I would love to. Maybe tonight at the premiere, maybe he'll be there.
That'd be awesome. Yeah,
We'll
I
get
love
an
him so much.
iconic picture for you, Chris.
Oh, I can't wait. Now, Spider Girl or Hawk Girl costume, which one did you find the most uncomfortable?
Well, I never put two and two together prior to filming this. I was just maybe blinded by excitement, and I did not realize that I'm a bird person. I will be flying the whole time. So the harness, plus the tight costume, plus the battle gear, plus the maze, like it was so difficult to make it look cool. I mean, that was the most challenging part. I just didn't want to look weird and awkward. But I hope it worked. I mean, I'll have hopefully more time to work on it. I was also filming The Last of Us, so that definitely posed a little bit of a challenge with scheduling. But yeah, I think that's what I'm the most nervous for. I don't want to look like an idiot on
No,
this.
I mean we've seen the movie. You look great. Everything
Thanks.
is amazing.
Thanks.
Last question for you, and this is a little throwback to our conversation last week. But now that I know you thought The Descent was funny, I was thinking about this, and I want to know what's a horror movie that actually scared you.
Well, I was raised Catholic, so anything demonic, honestly, it will.
Yeah.
The heebie-jeebies, it still comes up, like that sort of Catholic superstition will will come up whenever I'm watching a sort of like demonic
Hmm.
horror film, like The Exorcist. Definitely something like that. Or oh my God, The Blair Witch Project.
Oh,
Phenomenal,
yeah.
phenomenal
So good.
film.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So good.
The
Yeah.
Exorcist was the first movie I watched the night I moved out of my mom's house on my own, and I literally slept with the lights on that night. It scared the shit out of me.
That's where I
Um,
draw the line. And but Saw, like gore, Final Destination, I love gore. That to me is like a comedy.